10 minutes came and went faster than most winters do. Finally, the court resumed, and Judge Kitten was ready to rock and roll. And he was going to rock and roll, all right. What follows is what Judge Kitten had decided. I have never, in my 28 career year as a judge, seen anything like this case. It is apparent to me that society as a whole is sinking lower and lower into a cesspool of sorts, and this is an example of how low people will go these days to achieve their ends. He turned to Ralph and then he continued, Mr. Bean, I can fully understand the concept of employee loyalty and all, but what you did to the plaintiff was a completely abominable travesty of justice on your part. Your particular reasons for terminating Mr. Thurgood's employment at your company are totally inexcusable, and your attitude toward him was shown to be unspeakably callous. I'm appalled. Very appalled. It is the opinion of this court that by both your speech and your actions, you had sought to infringe upon the rights of not only Mr. Thurgood, but also others before and after him. And we cannot and will not allow such gross, disgusting, immoral, heathen conduct to continue unpunished. To that end, I, as judge in this courtroom, order you, Mr. Ralph Bean, to pay to the order of Mr. Winston Thurgood not 1 cent less than the following amount: $28,967,184.53. Your payment must be made to him in one lump sum within 30 days of this courtroom. That is all. As of this moment, this court stands adjourned. After that, he banged the gavel. Thereafter, all rose as he exited the courtroom, after which everyone else exited the courtroom. Yep, what a rude awakening for Ralph indeed. Remember when I said I would have his house for what he did? Well, that kind of money can do worse than simply put someone out of business. As a matter of fact, he would have to sell his house and every material asset he owned just to pay me. But it gets better. He would have to file for bankruptcy. Yep, if you're listening, Ralph Bean, welcome to the poorhouse. Just brace yourself. Anyway, as Jeff and I made our way to his car, we were intercepted by none other than Jill, who obviously wasn't too happy that she had lost her umpteenth case to Jeff. Of course, it doesn't help matters very much when two lawyers have been at each other's opponents since the 3rd grade. In any event, Jill was seriously hyperventilating when, as if screaming, she said, "My client's life is ruined thanks to you, Mr. Folster. He has no life anymore. Your client has slandered his name left, right, and center, and now your client thinks he can sleep at night?" "Would you mind moving aside, please?" Jeff told Jill. "Okay, fine," Jill relented. "But know this. Your client has run his ex-boss's reputation into the mud, and he will slander again. And when he slanders again, I am holding you responsible." Slandered my foot," Jeff objected. "You mean you forgot about that video we saw in court 5 days ago? Try calling that slander now." With that, Jeff moved Jill aside as he and I resumed toward his car. Jill followed and said, "You'll regret this." At that, Jeff turned around and told her out loud, "You know what? Do us decent law-abiding citizens a favor. Get a brain, okay?" Jeff and I got into his car and drove off. Jill, meanwhile, stood by, still upset that for the umpteenth time she lost to Jeff, and this time so did Ralph, who, for his part, not only lost, but lost big time.